she's no longer an acquired taste. She is a requirement. Really simplified it and made it easy for me to go through this portion of rediscovery. Hey y'all, it's Shar, and I'm going to be talking about shadow work. Ooh. So I used to host these FaceTime calls. We'd meet up a couple times a week, and we did chakra energy work after I got my certification, and we did some shadow work. When I say shadow work was introduced to me via YouTube, shout out to Trinity, and she really just simplified it for me. As far as the posing the questions to yourself and others, since we did this as like a group thing, the questions, I got the questions. I took probably like 3 or 4 questions from Trinity on YouTube. We've found questions online, and then the other things, that just come from my great, wonderful mind, so to speak. So I would ask a question. You get time to reflect on the question, and then you would respond and write it down in your journal, essentially, is what we were doing. Whew. How do I feel about shadow work? Because I've done it and I'm past the shock effect of it, I'd do it again. But I distinctly remember after doing it saying that I don't want to do this again. That I kind of sort of wish I didn't do it, because it really just helps you to reveal a lot of insecurities, face your demons. You self-diagnose yourself in so many ways. You see where your anxiety come from. You see where your triggers come from. You see where your traumas come from. And it's like the ones in the back that never get picked. Shadow work is choosing the ones in the back that never got picked. What happened to them and how their lives turned out because they were not picked. And as we all know, when you're on this elaborate journey that is just never ending, there are so many things that will be revealed to you about yourself, about the choices that you make, the decisions that you make, about the things that you choose, about the things that irk you or trigger you. So in doing shadow work, I don't want to say it's scary. It's just a very intense process to go through. We did this within a group session, so I felt it was safe to do. But without focusing on the next person that is on the call or the next person that is in the room with you, if you do decide to do this with someone, you really have to be honest. Slurring my words. You really have to be honest. You really have to be vulnerable. You really have to hold yourself accountable for a lot of the things that you do. I always thought that when I did shadow work, I was able to meet my higher self. I remember it being a figment in my mind that at some point in time during my spiritual journey, I was going to find this. I was going to find this girl. I was going to see this girl. I was going to discover this girl that only existed in my mind. And in just this portion and doing just this exercise after we did the chakra energy work, I met her. And she's no longer an acquired taste. She is a requirement. And when you, in doing the shadow work, when you discover her, you find her, you are enamored by her, you just want to know so much about her, And there's so much there is. Like, you know what it's like when you meet someone and you're like love at first sight type thing. It wasn't exactly like that for me, but it's just I wanted to know so much more. And it was because of the question, why? Question that you would ask. Here's a question for a shadow work entry. Do I depend on others to make the decisions for me? Do I depend on others to make decisions for me? And you reflect on the question and you write it down and you just go for it. You got to be 100% honest. On a spiritual journey, there's so many things, once again, that will be revealed to you. Me asking myself, do I depend on others to make the decisions for me? It further asks you, are you independent? Are you decisive? Are you capable of making your own decisions? Do you need to seek community to make decisions for yourself? Are you a forward thinker? Are you a loner? Do you have trouble coming to decisions? All of these things will like come into your mind and like awakens you. And then it's just like, oh shit, you know? And we would do maybe 4 to 6 questions, 4 to 8 questions maybe, depending on the amount of time that we had. It's very eye-opening experience. Now I am more than a year post shadow work. I would do it again. I would most definitely do it again. It wasn't a scary process. I was completely amazed at the things that I discovered, the things that I found, the things that I heard, the things that they were just crystal clear to me, and they deeply resonated. And yeah, I definitely do it again. If any of you out there are interested in a great shadow work entry, feel free to ask me a question below. Feel free to let me know. Follow me on my social medias, send me a DM. I will be more than happy to help you. You all need to stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I do hope you enjoyed. Please leave me a gratitude message in the comment section below. Follow me on all of my social medias, and I'll see you all in video. Bye.